The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is Jasmine Erojak with TVWAN News. In this edition, more power added to POM grid. Madang reports a rise in tourism numbers. And female academy added to competition. The 1 billion Kina envelope relief assistance will be fully utilized only if global oil prices remain high for an extended period. Prime Minister James Marape, in clarifying this, said if international prices stabilize and return to the range seen in March, only part of the facility may be required.
Prime Minister James Marape has clarified that the full 1 billion Kina allocation for fuel relief assistance will be activated only if global oil prices remain high for an extended period. The Prime Minister emphasized that the government plans to enhance fuel support measures by implementing a coordinated strategy of fiscal and monetary policies. He says the approach aims to further protect the economy from the impacts of imported inflation, ensuring that vulnerable sectors are shielded from volatility in global oil markets. The Prime Minister explained that the combination of fiscal and monetary policy would play a critical role in maintaining stability in the face of global pressures. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
A climate change and carbon opportunities in coffee and Papua New Guinea's symposium was held today in Port Moresby, aimed at highlighting the findings of research conducted over the past 5 years regarding climate change and how these findings can be incorporated into the business aspects of the coffee industry. Coffee research findings outlined.
Researchers from the Coffee Industry Corporation, Gurkha University, Community Development Authority, Australian National University, and other research organizations presented their key findings on the impact of climate change and carbon opportunities in coffee in PNG during a one-day symposium held in Port Moresby. Key findings from the research conducted over the past 5 years were outlined at the symposium.
The focus of this symposium is to advise the findings of the research that has been going on for the last 5 years regarding climate change and how the findings can be incorporated into how we do business, especially with the impact of climate change in Papua New Guinea.
Tume said some of the issues raised include the impact of climate change on small coffee farmers, certification processes involved in certifying farmers to access climate change credit, among others.
The climate change will affect the smallholder coffee farmers and others along the coffee value chain. The different certification process involved in certifying our farmers to access climate change credits and all that. There was also other research findings on what to do to access those fundings, like planting new coffee in grassland, addition of shade trees to in the already existing coffee gardens.
He said the availability of land for coffee production, especially in the Highlands region, is a challenge currently faced due to the impact of climate change, but plans are in place to mitigate this.
Land is a problem, especially up in the Highlands, but in the other parts of the country, there's a lot of land that can be developed into coffee development can happen in there. Like in Mereng, we are doing a big plantation in Omuru, Transcoco area. That's for Robusta. So we have plans to put one in Sipik and another one in Oro.
Tumai said the outcome of the symposium and the findings highlighted will assist key reforms in mitigating climate change and carbon opportunities and boost the economic stability of the coffee industry. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
PNG Defence Force ships HMPNGS Rokas locking up and HMPNGS Francis Agui will be deployed to Alotau, Milne Bay Province to support the national disaster response. Chief of Defence Force Rear Admiral Philip Polewara said HMPNGS locking up will depart Port Moresby this afternoon and HMPS Agui departs tomorrow. A team from the PNGDF Engineering Battalion will be on standby should they be needed for further humanitarian and disaster relief assistance. This deployment will support the National Disaster Center and provincial disaster officers in response to the disaster caused by Cyclone Mila in the eastern part of the country. Polewara said that a light aircraft will be deployed pending weather conditions in the area. The National Weather Service has sent out a special gale force wind warning as of 5 p.m. yesterday, showing that supertropical Sinlaku is enhancing strong winds over the northern part of PNG. Yesterday, tropical cyclone Mila was downgraded to a tropical low and moved southwest away from Papua New Guinea. The National Weather Service has, however, sent out a warning yesterday afternoon, stating that Typhoon Sinlaku is enhancing strong winds over the northern part of PNG. Sinlaku is expected to track north of Guam, grazing the U.S. territory with high-end tropical storm force winds. The Typhoon Sinlaku, situated over the equator 11.4 degrees north, is estimated to be more than 1,000 kilometers away from the northern islands of PNG. Warning areas are Manus, New Island, and Western East Sepik provinces. People are advised to avoid going out to sea and away from the edge of the sea in these warning areas. Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News. This is TVWAN News. We'll be right back after these short messages.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Cold Power Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power's Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
Spine-tingling atmosphere here. One of the greatest origin matches we've ever seen. That's up in the air. An opportunity here. Taken this time. In the air. And taken. What a catch this is by Varun Chakravarti.
You promised we'll grow old together, remember? That's exactly the reason why we bought our houses close to each other.
Marvy, Elvie, Paula, thank you.
Thanks for staying with us. The first solar farm in Port Moresby was opened today and will supply an extra 6 megawatts of power to the Port Moresby grid. Owned and operated by Napa Napa Energy Limited, this farm is also the second solar farm in the country after the Yalu solar farm in Lae. Napa Napa Energy invested 52 million kina on this project and will join 3 other independent power producers in the POM grid to supply power to the city.
With the ongoing fuel crisis and climate change, clean energy is the way forward, and Napa Napa Energy Limited ventured into this business with this in mind. Chairman Jeffrey Kennedy, while providing a brief of the project, also pointed out the power concerns raised by consumers every day. He then called on PNG businesses to find solutions to this problem instead of pointing fingers.
So in PNG, we hear a lot of people complaining, this is not right, that is wrong, the government is not doing its part. But I believe that the question should be, what are we doing to help? We should stop complaining and help to find a solution. It is because of that that I started down the path of developing this solar farm. It wasn't an easy path, the process is quite long, but I am proof that it can be done.
Kennedy also outlined plans to build a bigger solar farm soon at a cost of 178 million kina.
The next stage coming on board, we are keen on moving ahead, subject to, of course, whatever demand or expectations PNG Power has, to the next stage, which is 50 megawatts. So PNG Power may benefit from the 50 megawatts, but the community will benefit over the life of the project more than 50 million kina. So I encourage the government to promote more solar farms like this because of the direct impact it has on the communities.
Acting CEO of PNG Power, Tony Koiri, welcomed this development as shift to clean energy.
Napa Napa Solar Projects adds 6 megawatts of solar generation supported by 2 megawatt hours of BESS, which is battery energy storage system, to the Port Moresby grid. It is purely going to be run during daylight hours. The next phase, I think Jeffrey is already talking about, when he starts on the next phase of the project, is making sure that he can be able to supply power on a 24/7 basis. For PNG Power, this project demonstrates a viability of integrating renewable energy into our grid under more modern technical standards. It is a model we will replicate across the country.
The power purchase agreement between PNG Power and Napa Napa Energy will be the lowest, with PPL to buy power at 45 toya per kilowatt compared to purchase agreements with other IPPs.
The solar power purchase agreement that is between PNG Power and Napa Napa Renewable Energy Limited is, as I said earlier, fairer but in many ways unique in that there is no pass-through cost. such as foreign exchange, the ones that we find in other agreements. This makes for a solid business case providing, of course, price certainty that is not influenced or distorted by fluctuating operational expenses such as capital recovery costs and depreciation that we find in other agreements, thereby ensuring that this agreed tariff remains constant.
State Enterprise Minister William Duma outlined how this facility is important because of its non-dependence on diesel.
Also a core component of our government, the Marape government's strategy to shift towards renewable and clean energy sources, including initiatives such as this. We try to get away from heavy fuel oil costs. We are quite aware of the current Iran problems, and we must diversify, and this energy source is something we cannot live without, and I think we are being smart by now starting to move away from the traditional source of energy.
Napa Napa Energy will also build a solar farm in the Rigo district to complement its Rigo Rise project. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN News.
K92 Mining Limited, operator of the Kainantu Gold Mine, has delivered a strong start to 2026 with solid first quarter production and record underground development as its major expansion gains momentum. K92 announced that it produced 46,743 ounces of gold equivalent in the first quarter, in line with its expectations, and reaffirmed its full-year production guidance of between 190,000 and 225,000 ounces. The company reiterated 2026 annual production guidance of 190,000 to 225,000 ounces of gold equivalent, with production expected to be the strongest in the second half of 2026, driven by the progressive ramp-up in ore tons mined and processed from 2 new mining fronts. K92 says the quarter marked a strong start to the year with the benefits of recent investments. With a final investment decision on the Papua LNG project still pending, landowner groups are preparing themselves to participate in the project when it kicks off. Landowners from PRL 15 through their landowner business arm Opohito Holdings Limited signed a partnership agreement with Engaged Media Limited today in Port Moresby. Under this partnership, Engaged Media will provide consultancy in various areas to prepare the landowners to participate in spin-off benefits.
Opohito Holding Limited represents 9 clans along the PRL 15 area, and they have partnered with Engaged Media to provide consultancy in business development, capacity building, and human development.
Signing an agreement doesn't mean the project is started. It is just an agreement where we are signing that we will be, that's Engaged Media and Opohito Holdings Limited. We're just going to sign the agreement. The objective of signing the agreement is we will give you all the technical know-how and the expertise of how you manage your business. Money will come today and money will just fly out if you don't manage it properly. So we want to make sure all the clan leaders and the entire team will be having financial literacy program working on that. So that is one of the aspects of capacity in terms of understanding about financials and how to use it better. And every project we are going to get some of the key people, the youths who are there, who are educated and who will be part of the process. So they will be handheld and taught how to manage that process, so that they become the pioneers or the leaders in that particular program.
Landowners say the agreement provides a pathway to lasting benefits. Chairman Dairos Ororu Harif of Opohito Holdings represents clans from Hioa Village and the PRL 15 pipeline segments, emphasized unity and structured governance as key to securing opportunities.
Media will help us to look for some other JVs who has got skills, and they will deal with us as a landowner of the legislative project, and then giving us some other project within the community. Engage Media will look for some business partner, not only the oil and gas, but some other agriculture project, downstream processing like sawmilling, changing my community, water tanks. Engage Media will support us to deal with some other projects. That's that for number.
Do landowners have equity or decision-making power in this joint venture? Or is your role limited to service product? Provision?
The provisions, the landowners are trying to deal with the project because of our life down in the community is not really okay. And this project will help us to monitor our people and give us good services. And all my landowners now, as of today, they all agree for what we are doing. And we have letters from the national government, Vice Simon Sanage, and going down to provincial government, Mr. Derek Maravilla, who says give this authority for us to run this company.
While today's signing was marked by speeches, a ceremonial cake cutting and refreshments, stakeholders acknowledged that the real work lies ahead. Forums with Total Energies, the government, and the National Petroleum Authority will determine how promises translate into tangible outcomes. For now, the joint venture signals a commitment to transparency, empowerment, and community progress. Joanna Pile, TVWAN News.
In restoring peace and order in the Trans-Gogol region of Ambenob, Medang Province, youths from Dalam recently concluded a 3-day gospel music concert, a first of its kind held in the province.
A few years back, when law and order were rife in Medang Province, the area was renowned for some of the most gruesome murder cases and crimes. As an effort in restoring dignity in the community, Ronald Matalan, a youth leader, gathered youths to organize the gospel concert. With nothing to begin with, they cleared the Dalam field to ensure a clean environment before setting up their stage. The event aimed to restore peace with God in charge of their lives and change mindsets.
The more we sacrifice, the more God will come to us. According to this is the time. Rouse him Sam, rouse him Brett, rouse him less. Now you make it up. Now you may start lowly man, make him something below God inside this kind time.
Ward 20 Council member Jonna Gulul is thankful for the initiative. Gulul called on all youths of Ambenob to accept Christ into their lives and bring back the peaceful reputation Medang is known for.
Now God am sing out. No people will take a only man. Last send him this name Nongutia. Put him go backside. Now people look forward.
Trans-Gogol President Maurice Ban has been actively participating in the restoration progress of South Ambenob. Ban emphasized that God did not give up on them, and hosting the concert is a testament to God's amazing handiwork.
I mean, call name all boy to knife man, head cutter, one of the name will give him. Bisana want them all, no go through, long police car, or you go to surrender, long up, or you go to Calabus or come outside. Now let's start the working program, also me looking, that I make come up leader, had blooming and come shoot from the mall.
The gospel concert was led by Pastor Tony Thompson from the International Healing Ministry.
God had him. I want to play. Talk play you play leader. God had him. You sit on the house now, you sit on the one mouth. Look at me. Send his on the Saliblo Medan Town. Send his on the Saliblo Supreme. Send his on the Saliblo Papindo. Send his Silipin Talo Yume. Time you me send this. This not press by Senis. You me send this. What 20 by Senis. You me Senis. Madam Senis. Trans-Gogol Senis. Papa Nikiti by Senis.
The gospel concert featured musical talents displayed by individuals and groups upon registration for 3 days. The gospel concert was a success, tossing aside barriers created by churches. Alice Peter, TVWAN News, Medang.
Madang province, known as the Pearl of the Pacific, in recent years has not lived up to the name due to the deteriorating infrastructure and law and order issues. This saw a decline in tourists. After nearly a decade, a sense of retribution was being felt over the weekend. The second tourist ship berthed its shores with 66 tourists from all over the world, coordinated through the country's pioneer tourism service provider, the Melanesian Tourist Services.
In the early hours of Saturday, the 11th of April, the HS Minerva silently slid into the Madang Harbour for the first time, carrying 66 tourists from their previous stop in the autonomous region of Bougainville. The HS Minerva is a 5-star boutique expedition cruise ship that prides itself on providing authentic cruises to some of the least explored corners of the earth. The Melanesian Tourist Services, or MTS, founded by the late Sir Peter Bata, has been the country's leading tourism promoter for over 55 years, even for Madang province. Currently, MTS and its legacy are being carried forward by the late Sir Peter's family. They continue to actively promote the country's profile in the cruise ship space. The family says it was a great opportunity to invite the SME mothers, artisans and artists to showcase their products and, importantly, gain an income. This is also the second cruise ship to berth at Madang's port, and it is anticipated that there will be more tourists in the coming months this year.
Today is just one example of where the hard work pays off, and our main concern as people, an organisation who actively promote tourism, is we'd like to see our local government support tourism initiatives a lot more. Particularly, a lot of feedback we get from tourists that visit is that our roads are not particularly welcoming. It's great to see our local tourism arm of the provincial government being actively involved. It's coming along, being part of the setup and the day, and also giving out questionnaires to tourists to find out what we're doing well, what maybe we need to improve on, and just getting their general feedback.
Madang's renowned painter and artist activist Robert Banassi thanked MTS for their continuous support of local art and craft producers in providing avenues for their economic benefit. Mr. Banassi stated that Madang has little to less opportunities for artists in terms of public government funding for organized trainings and project partnerships, and they also lack avenues to sell their products. Banassi is grateful to MTS and Madang Resort Hotel for being a pillar to Madang's painters, carvers, artisans, and SME mothers.
Madang has been changing, which I am always grateful for. It's much more cleaner, down to it's more safe to be around, and also we're having opportunities like this coming up. We're very grateful. So all opportunities in Calomarang, planted to us, just to be honest. So we have opportunities time, all cruise ships are come inside, or Miplagat, all big conference come up. But most of the time, Miplas work in partnership with the Madang Tourism Services, MTS, or Madang Resort. Now, I think they are the only online now in Calomarang. We're also helping Miplas, so time all cruise ship come inside. And Miplas at Liglig, all carving or painting, do Miplas or Salim. At least we have some income coming in.
The tourists, mainly from the United States of America and Australia, were taken for diving near Kranget Island. It was the first time for most of the tourists visiting Papua New Guinea, and they were thrilled with the experiences.
And this is top. Brilliant. It's the best. Thank you.
All the islands have been beautiful we've been through. The people have been friendly. This is amazing. Really appreciate it, and the warm welcome Papua New Guinean people giving us.
Oh, it's fabulous. It's so wonderful here. The people, first of all, it's very beautiful, but the people are beautiful, and they're so welcoming and so friendly, and it's just been magic. We love it. Thank you so very much for your hospitality, and I hope to come back very soon.
This visit by tourists hopes to bring back the positive vibe Madang once held. Alice Peter, TVWAN News, Madang.
Around 6,000 Papua New Guineans sought and received high-level medical services on the Silk Road Ark, the Chinese medical ship, when it opened its doors for services in Port Moresby from Wednesday, April the 8th, 2026. After a full day of attending to patients yesterday, a deck reception was held in the night with Prime Minister James Marape in attendance. The Chinese hospital ship Silk Road Ark is scheduled to depart Port Moresby on April the 15th, 2026. China's hospital ship Silk Road Ark docked in the Port Moresby's T Wharf on the 8th of April and started receiving patients on the 9th of April. It recorded about 6,000 patients from the 9th to the 13th of April, providing medical support in different areas. The ship featured 14 clinical departments and 7 auxiliary diagnostic units, capable of performing over 60 types of medical procedures, spanning general surgery and more. An on-board helicopter enhances its emergency medical rescue capabilities.
The visit of the hospital ship fully speaks to the importance that China attaches to PNG and China-PNG relations. This is a visit that deepens friendship. As the Chinese saying goes, more exchanges will bring families and friends closer together.
Last night, after the long week of free medical treatment, the Silk Road Ark hosted a deck reception, signifying the end of its mission as it prepares to depart PNG.
This year, the visit of the hospital ship is one of the signature events celebrating the 50th anniversary of China-PNG diplomatic relations, and will further deepen the friendship between our two governments, militaries, and peoples. This is a visit that strengthens cooperation. Medical and health cooperation has always been a highlight in our bilateral relationship. China has been sending medical teams to PNG for 24 consecutive years.
The overwhelming turnout from citizens seeking medical treatment on the ship drew commentaries from many. Over the week, many have questioned the alarming medical needs in PNG. Prime Minister, who was in attendance at the deck reception, expressed heartfelt gratitude, noting that more than 5,000 Papua New Guineans received medical attention from the ship's highly skilled team of doctors, nurses, and support personnel during its visit. In his address, Marape reflected on the broader global context, calling on nations with influence and capability to prioritize peace and cooperation. The Chinese hospital ship Silk Road Ark is scheduled to depart Port Moresby on April the 15th, 2026. Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2311 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2236 $0.3113 Australian dollars, $0.1820 euro, and 35.39 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, and cocoa closed higher, crude oil closed lower, and palm oil and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Hands!
Further than hindsight, take me out my mind. Take me
can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
You sabi to awesome condom and wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
I had a bad dream. It was him. The grabber.
He's dead. It was just a dream.
About a real place. We have to go there.
Hello, Finny. What do you think happens when you die in a dream? Time to find out.
Black Phone 2 premieres Saturday, April 25th, 10 p.m. on HBO.
The ICC Women's T20 World Cup is coming. Will you catch the spirit?
Thanks for staying with us. Turning overseas, the government of Tuvalu has declared a state of public emergency for its capital, Funafuti, warning that unstable electricity systems and fuel supply risks are threatening essential services nationwide. The move was triggered by growing pressure on power generation and distribution, with potential impacts beyond the capital. The declaration took effect yesterday, April the 13th, and the emergency order is temporary but could be extended if needed. The government says this is necessary measure to enable the government to take coordinated and immediate action to safeguard public welfare, ensure equitable access to critical services, and maintain national stability. There are major concerns that this blockade by the U.S. on the Strait of Hormuz could reignite the war. There are also reports that Israel is already making preparations.
Let's bring in ABC correspondent Bridget Rollerson, who's in Jerusalem. Bridget, there are concerns that this blockade by the US could reignite the war, and there are reports that Israel is already making preparations.
Good evening, Jez. Well, Israeli military are reporting that the IDF has been told to prepare for a return to fighting with Iran. The head of the IDF has reportedly instructed forces to move to a heightened state of readiness. Israeli officials have also been quoted saying that they are pleased that the peace talks in Pakistan collapsed, saying that they think the fighting ended too soon before Iran's nuclear program and its ballistic missile capabilities were fully dealt with. Now, it's not just the government and the military, but here in Israel, the majority of people, according to recent polls, actually want to see this war continue and expect to see the fighting continue. So what happens when this ceasefire ends in 9 days? Well, with no peace deal and with the US blockade of the Strait of Hormuz expected to come into force tonight, the risk of this conflict escalating again, Jez, is very real.
The head of the Navy, Vice Admiral Mark Hammond, will soon take over as Australia's Chief of Defence. In a shake-up of the top military post, Lieutenant General Susan Coyle has been named as the first woman to lead the Army.
Vice Admiral Hammond has had a distinguished career, spanning 40 years in the Royal Australian Navy, serving in frigates and extensively in and later commanding submarines and the Australian fleet. Appointed the Chief of Navy in 2022, Vice Admiral Hammond will continue to bring valuable insight to the role of Chief of the Defence Force, including, of course, to Australia's acquisition of conventionally armed nuclear-powered submarines through AUKUS.
Urban planners are increasingly factoring in households without cars in Australia's future. With fuel prices rising and cost of living pressures increasing, do the benefits of having no car really outweigh the challenges?
Could you get around your city without a car? Meet Callum. He's 26, works in Brisbane as a lawyer, and has recently gone carless.
I had a car, it was getting to be more expensive to service it, pay rego, everything, and the actual value of the car itself. Fuel was obviously getting more expensive.
But the switch has not been without challenges.
When it's raining, you kind of have to be prepared, make sure you have an umbrella with you. Other than that, just getting to places that aren't really serviced by public transport.
The 23-year-old part-time marketing professional, Evie Morris-Newell, who's been car-free for most of her adult life, she's only recently decided to purchase one.
It was just more about the spontaneity that having a car gave me in terms of being able to go to the beach, being able to go to friends' houses. Rego and insurance, it's all getting up there. It does make you question whether it's worth it.
A recent University of Queensland study found that most people reduce their reliance on cars after going carless for a short time.
In the past, living car-free was associated with poverty, or being carless was associated with poverty, whereas now it's almost a privilege. I think the future is car-free.
So let's put it to the test. We'll give biking, the bus, and walking to work a go. So the walk did take the longest amount of time. The bus was 50 cents, that was a bonus, but it was only a minute quicker than the walk, and the bike saved me about 8 minutes, but I did run into some mechanical issues. So it is possible to go carless, but the real question is it the future?
News ends on that note. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Noodles. Tastier, but you like him more.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Help stop the spread of germs and protect your loved ones with Protex. Here are some simple hand washing tips. Use soap or liquid hand wash. Vigorously scrub hands in circular motion. Scrub in between fingers and nails. Do not forget the back of the palm and around the wrist. Rinse with clean running water. Dry hands with a clean paper towel or cloth. Protex. Clean hands, good health.
Central Province is our home.
The tides of the Coral Sea are our heartbeat. From the coast to the mountains.
Traditions pass generation to generation.
The sea and our gardens sustain us.
Our songs carry our legends through time.
Our home is Central Province. Our nation is Papua New Guinea.
Ready for the world, so is your TISA Visa card. Visa keeps you moving wherever you go, Papua New Guinea or abroad. Seamlessly pay for travel, dining, online shopping. Easily access your funds and instantly track your expenses. Every tap comes with security, trust, and peace of mind. Unlock the world of possibilities. And it all starts with the new TISA Visa card.
Thanks for staying with us. The Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League will expand its programs this year to include both male and female academy competitions, beginning in round 2 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup on the 19th of April.
NGRFL official Tony Archer said the youth competition will feature 3 competitions, an 8-team female academy, the junior under-19 NYC competition, which was launched last year, and an under-17 boys competition.
What is underpinning that this year is a female academy competition with 8 teams. 8 female academy competition games. They start in round 2. So they'll start on the 19th of April. There'll also be an under-19s that we saw last year in NYC and also an under-17 boys. So you'll have 3 competitions in our youth, which is really important when you look at the growth of the game as we get ready for 28 and beyond. We're growing the pathway and we're using that at the national level.
Archer stressed the importance of the youth competition as part of the long-term development for the sport ahead of the 2028 and beyond.
Most importantly, we're getting our players earlier. They're playing for longer, and that's really important. And as you know, we've rolled out the accreditation around coaching and all of the other aspects of that with refereeing and sports trainers and sports medical. So combining that are really exciting national competitions this year.
Games will be scheduled to complement senior fixtures, although not all youth matches will precede Digicel ExxonMobil Cup games. Archer said some junior fixtures will play before Cup matches and Hunters fixtures, and the competitions will take place at different locations to promote the games.
They don't all play before Digicel ExxonMobil Cup games, but they will certainly be playing some games before that. You'll see one next weekend here where the 19s will play before a Digicel and ultimately a Hunters game. So you'll see that, but they'll play in different locations.
The Women's National Rugby League competition, the Santos Cup, is also set for its 3rd season with a schedule to be released soon. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Central Dabaris mounted a strong second-half comeback to down Asilawagi Tumbe 34-18 in Sunday's opening match of the 2026 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup triple header at Santos National Football Stadium. Tumbe kept the game in the balance until halftime before Dabaris took full control.
Let's go, the wait is over.
The Dabaris-Tumbe clash somewhat set the tone for Sunday's triple header. Tumbe struck first in the 9th minute when Bobby Joel finished off an opening set to put his side ahead 4-0.
They will score, and it's Bobby Joel goes over to open the score.
From broken play deep inside Tumbe's half, Dabaris speedster Douglas Perica scooped up a loose ball and raced in to level the scores. Junior Hockey then crossed on the 18th minute
Clean up there by, that was Pirika racing for the line.
To give the Barries an 8-4 lead. Tumbe struck back when fullback Marcus Richard bit the Barries defense from a left edge raid to draw level, before youngster Salika Matthew added another try to make it 12-8.
Work there from Tumbe, and over they go. It looks like
the Barries rallied late in the first half when Pirika again took advantage of an opening to close the gap before the break.
They will score, and it's that man.
At resumption of play, Tumbe captain Matthew Jesse produced a moment of individual brilliance to put his side back in front and set up what looked to be a grandstand finish.
He slams it down. Tumbe.
However, the Barries found their mojo in the final half, piling on 4 unanswered tries to pull away and secure a 34-18 victory. After the match, the Barries coach Solomon Kuluniasi acknowledged the challenge posed by the Waggi side and said there are still a few loose ends to tidy up, but he was pleased with how the new recruits connected with the squad.
There's no easy game in them cup. Every game is hard. So first round nerves. We train well for it, but these things are expected. I think as the season goes longer, I'm sure we'll be able to tidy up a bit more. Yeah, we picked up Greg and Charles Soul from ISO. I think they've come on board and shown leadership too. You saw it today. Greg's just a wonderful middle, and Charles, his work rate is really high. So they've come and they've really developed well with connected well with our other boys. So pretty happy. We named a big squad. So hopefully, if we get some more wins under the belt, you'll see more development kids come through. But first things first, we get some wins first.
The Barries now head back to the drawing board to prepare for the next game against MPG Cantes in Leh. The Barries halfback Sebastian Gaudi was the man of the match.
Thank you, Lord. Boys, first game black team. Good blah win. First in black and third blah struggle the legs for second half blah. Control the game. Black team. Good blah win. Thank you. Lily bowler rush me blah make game. Mistake game me blah. Over again lo training me blah by. Okad lo dislana. Lily goal. Rush me blah. Make game again me blah by. Straight team again. Thank you.
To be head coach Baundo Abba was disappointed with the result, but was also encouraged by the mix of youth and experience as the side rebuilds.
First time I'm alright, Lily, but yes, all legal. Plenty of errors, like me no discipline in jail about attack na. Defense me so. Yeah, we have the opportunity to score, but like me to finish, like me to no got patience me so. That's why like me game is legal. We got plenty of mixture of players, like some of the players, like the experienced players, like Charlie Booger, like I'm coming to the team, like I'm coming. Just I'm bringing more experience to the team. So we got plenty of experience. I mean, plenty of younger boys, and some of experience. So yeah, I think some areas with me plus problem, I'm going to begin to fix him. Let's look forward to another game.
Tumbe will next host Miox at the Johnny Ambani Oval in Minsk. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Samoa stamped the authority on the ICC pathway with a dominant, unbeaten run to claim the ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup East Asia Pacific qualifier title, sealing their place at the 2027 Global Tournament before celebrations capped off the competition on Monday, the 13th of April.
Finishing with a perfect record of 4 wins from 4 matches, Samoa topped the standings with 8 points. Their all-round strength was evident throughout the tournament, scoring 418 runs while conceding just 239, comfortably the best performance across all 5 competing teams. The tournament concluded with a presentation ceremony following 6 days, where Samoa's standout performers were recognized. Host Cricket PNG praised the successful hosting of the tournament, thanking staff, officials, teams and partners for their contributions. Sponsors and supporting organizations across the region were also recognized for helping deliver the international cricket event. Final standings saw Indonesia finish second with 3 wins, followed by Fiji in third, Papua New Guinea in fourth, and Vanuatu in fifth place. Samoa now turns its focus to preparations for the 2027 ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup, carrying strong momentum as the East Asia Pacific region's representative. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible rain drizzles. Daru and Kerama partly cloudy. Alotau partly cloudy with few showers. Womase, Ley, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Medang, cloudy with showers. Wewak and Vanimo, partly cloudy with possible showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and thunderstorms. Kevia and Kokopo, Kimbe and Boka, partly cloudy with possible few showers. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with brief showers, variable. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with brief showers, variable. Ocean forecast, Coral Sea, seas light to moderate with patches rough with southeast to southwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots over the eastern sector. Solomon Sea, seas light to moderate with southwest to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas rough to very rough with northwest winds of 34 to 47 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with southwesterly to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerma to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samar Island. Sea 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along Hood Point. Waters of Samar Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 2.5 to 3.5 meters. Waters of West Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchefin, seas 1 to 2 meters. And that ends TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Your older brother barged in on Adam at his restaurant. He even managed to punch Adam in the face.
You came here to start a fight with your older brother?
Well, you see, Adam's boss is just a classy woman. I was just worried about you because looking like that, if you stand next to her, you'll look like her maid.
I knew it. I had a feeling something was off. Of course that woman had to be your boss.
The trip